Alright, so what you see on your screen now is a young lady. Don't know her name, don't even know what her body dimensions are or anything like that. All we know is that she's young, she's white, and she's in LA. How young? That is something that's yet to be seen. So, gonna play a clip about what happens when a young Karen meets up with a older Pookie Ray Ray.
No.
Immediate no. Instant rejection. Instant I'm not interested. Instant pineapple. Instant I see you. I see what you look like, and I am not interested. Now let's examine this brother for a second. All right, want to pay close attention to his shoes. Basic black shoes of unknown brand. Now I'm not a shoe guy or a sneakerhead or anything like that. Just pointing out that these are his shoes. That's going to come up later. Also going to point out, well, that's pretty much it. His shoes and the manner in which he wears his jeans. All right, let's start again.
No.
Nope, no. Look at the confused look on his face. Hold on. Right there. Now, he's obviously inebriated somehow, whether drunk, high, or etc., etc., etc. He's obvious that. However, I strongly suspect, that he remains in a constant state of inebriation. Meaning he spends most of his waking time high and or drunk.
No. No, what? What that mean?
It means no, I'm underage.
I
So
said, huh?
I'm underage.
No, I said, how y'all doing?
So she yells at the guy, I'm underaged. To which he responds, no, I said, how you doing? At this point, I don't know if he's trying to pretend as if he wasn't trying to get into these girls' panties by saying, oh, I didn't mean that. I just walk up to random people and say, how you doing? Let's be clear. You're asking her if you could get under her panties. And just like the previous guy, the answer is no. But you hope that that it will be different for you. You see, this is a problem. And this isn't about Pookie Ray Ray or the plurality of Pookie Ray Ray. However, this is something that I do notice that they do in abundance. They, for whatever reason, like, and I've seen this happen. Say you have like 4 or 5 people that meet that description, and a young lady or a woman walks by, right? One dude will holler at her, and by holler I mean literally holler. Like he would literally yell a vowel at her. Nothing really wrong with that. Nothing really wrong with seeing something you're attracted to and asserting yourself towards it. So I seen he yell, "Hey, hey," and she would keep walking and ignoring him. And then the next dude will say, "Hey, hey," and she would keep ignoring, and walking. And then the third dude is like, "Wait, didn't you just see what she did to the first 2 dudes? Why do you think your A will be different? Like, what is it? Why do you think that? Oh, he yelled A, and then he yelled A, but I'm gonna yell A, and somehow because I yelled A, it's going to be different." because I got that game A. I got that I know how to yell A. I was like, oh man, this is brutal. It was bad for them because I'm thinking of one particular instance. It was bad for them, and it was worse for the other girl that was with them. It was two girls. In fact, the one that they were yelling at was hotter, but by a small margin. But she was pushing a baby stroller. The one who was slightly less hot wasn't pushing a baby stroller, but all the guys just yelled A at the hotter chick. And it's like, you know, third guy, fourth guy, maybe you should try your luck at the other chick. Just saying. Anyway, something weird that brothers do. So, after witnessing her instant reject the younger guy, and by younger, I mean younger than him, not younger than her, he said, you know something? I'm going to go in and shoot my shot. Because that's how things work.
Don't worry about it. We're fine. We're
Why
good.
you got an attitude like that?
Because he already came up to me. Now you're coming up to me. I don't want to talk.
You know what I mean? Came out here half dressed and nigga go and then expect like I think I'm gonna talk to you.
You came out here half dressed and expect that they don't want to talk to you. I think that she understands that you want to talk to her. She does. Please understand that she don't want you to. You see, I get it. Listen, I'm not gonna get upset at a dude for shooting a shot or anything like that. And depending on how she's dressed, I know in the first frame she had on a sweatshirt, but that's actually something that she did afterwards. Depending on how she's dressed, yeah, I don't think that young lady should be out at night dressed in a provocative manner and get upset when people are provoked. I get that. However, she's not interested. And she stated she was underaged. So, now is the time to walk away. I mean, you could stand around and continue to humiliate yourself. Let's see which one you choose to do.
Hey, Merry Christmas though. My bad. Yeah, why he coming to you? You don't like black people?
Yep. So he decided to stand around and say, you don't like black people. So an underage young lady's unwillingness to sleep with you is her way, and you interpret that as she don't like black people? For all you know, she got two black boyfriends her own age at home. Why are you playing the race card to further You think that her not being interested in you is her not liking black people. And the only way she can be not racist in your eyes is to sleep with you? You see, this is where guys like this are used to the ultra liberal white girls. The white girls that are just hyper liberal and they're not aggressive, and there's always some sensitivity to the plight of the black man, and therefore they will not come off so rude no matter how rude you are to them. They're used to that. They're used to that treatment. They're afraid to be called racist or anything like that, so they will be particularly nice to you, so nice that you may take it as flirting. And because she's not behaving that way, because believe it or not, black women rejected him in the same way all the time. He's just shocked and appalled that it's happening by a group of people that he expects a certain treatment from. And that's why he's like, you don't like black people. He's reminding you, like, get back into your liberal white girl phase.
That's what it seems like.
That is what it seems like.
You don't like black people? You don't like niggas? Alright. I love you because your boyfriend will tell you.
Get these two bullshit white bitches up out here.
No, that's bad. They bad. They ain't no.
Yep. And this is what I'm talking about. It's okay for them to say or anything like, so by that logic, she can say you don't like white people. You can say all the racist crap you want, can't you? But because she's not interested in you two individually, largely because of their age difference, largely because you're inebriated, poorly kept, and quite possibly in their eyes physically unattractive, even if you were kept better. See, all these things could be a reason, not race. But you took it immediately to race. You want her to be attracted to your race, not the two individuals in the race. Now, take a look at what's happening, because this is more interesting. Trust me, they're continuing to stand there. They're continuing to do this with hopes that somehow this will land them the goody-goody. Both of them. They are now trying to double team her into giving up the goods.
Bitch,
No,
they
what's
women.
up? I can tell
Y'all
by
beautiful women. Don't let him discourage
I
y'all.
can tell by the Nikes, the dirty ass Nikes of one.
Oh, he talking about.
Yep. And now he hits her with the shaming tactics. What is that supposed to do? Is she supposed to say, "Oh, my Nikes are dirty. Please, I want your validation so much, semi-homeless black man, that yeah, I'll sleep with you to get you to stop talking about my dirty shoes. Even though your shoes are suspect." Let's just say suspect. This is a continuous embarrassment. But let's continue.
What's your Nikes, baby?
Yeah, her.
Oh, he's
I don't understand.
I don't know why he's doing that shit like that.
You're old as fucking.
And look at the pants. Let's take a look at, yep. There you go. There you go. You got the belt underneath the underwear. Yep. You got it. Yep. There you go. All right. Let's continue.
Like that.
You're old as fuck. You're coming over here. I'm fucking 16 years old. Leave me the fuck alone. That's that.
Now, look at the look at his face. For a second. She said that I'm 16 years old. Look at the look on his face. It's the same look of sheer inebriation and stupidity that you see in far too often. Let's just say that. You see it far too often. Now, at this point, and I think a lot of brothers have been in this point where you walk up to a woman and she, or what you think is a woman, and she just tells you her age, which could mean one of two things. It could mean that she's actually that age and you need to step away. By the way, here in California, the age of consent is 18. So you either just step away at that point, or she's not interested in you and she's actually like 20 or something, and she lied about her age because she wants you to step away from her. Either way, just step away. Don't stand there with that look of stupidity on your face. Don't look like there's a complex math problem on the board. Just walk away. Let's see what he does.
I told you I'm underage. You don't fucking listen.
16?
Yeah, goddamn.
God damn. God damn, you so bad.
And look at his look of stupidity. Look at his look of stupidity. Like, oh, wow, 16?
Aggressive.
I'm sorry. You expect me to put up with your shit right now?
Yes. We ain't do nothing to you. come to you. See?
And he doesn't go away. He's basically saying, oh, wow, you're 16, you're aggressive for your age. Ah.
You beautiful women. Ain't nothing wrong with
And
that.
I said I'm not in the mood, so please don't.
Fuck your mood, cuz. It's LA, cuz.
And here he goes with the cuz talk. For those of you who don't know, that's just talk for people who are of a certain affiliation. They have an affiliation with a certain group that use cuz all the time. Now, it really don't matter at this stage in his life, but what are you attempting to do with that? You see, the reason why I play this is because I want fellas to know, once you reach the point where your actions is not going to get you sex from a woman, and I'm not talking about like if you have other things that you want from her or things that you want to exchange with her. I'm talking about if your purpose of speaking to a woman is sex with her, and you realize that that's not going to happen, why do you continue to speak? Do you think by standing there saying F your mood that she's gonna go home with you? Like, how do you... I'm trying to understand the logic of brothers like this. I know it's a futile endeavor, but why are you going off? Let me just play.
Put your ass back to your country.
Go back to your country. Really? Really, you're telling an American woman, what appears to be an American woman. I mean, you know, this is her appearance. She's a white woman in a country that's majority white, and you're telling her to go back to your country because this is the city of Los Angeles. Some I think that makes sense to him. It makes sense when you don't think about it.
Your ass back to your country. It's LA. And we don't give a fuck out here. Hey, you enjoy your night, baby.
And then he says, you enjoy your night, baby, because, you know, that's... I hope you have a good night after this. Now, if I'm understanding this right, what's happening now happened before she started visually recording and we could see her.
Everybody. For the white man.
I told you I'm not in the mood.
Hurry up, for the white man come out. You was 16, right? Said you was 16, right?
Yup, 16.
Yeah, hurry up.
Hey, leave him alone.
Get on.
Hey, black man, leave him alone.
Yeah, hurry up.
Leave him
Get
alone.
the fuck on.
Leave him alone.
For the white man come out.
Right now, right out. Get out.
All right. And that's that. It's embarrassing. One of my favorite scenes from the movie Crash was when Terrence Howard looked Ludacris in his eye and said, "You embarrass me. You embarrass yourself too." You see, brothers like this said it best. I don't give a F. I'm going to do what's in my immediate best interest. Whatever will get me immediate gratification, I'm going to do, and I really don't care about the repercussions. I don't care how bad it makes me look. I don't care how undignified I look. If I see somebody, I'm going to ask and ask and ask and ask for something I want. It's kind of like panhandling, but you're doing it for something else that starts with a P. The only thing we can do, because they have, well, they're actually outside of the law once she said that's her age, but I don't think that that's her real age. But they can do this. They can do this in large numbers and make themselves look bad. What we can do is separate ourselves from themselves. Make sure that we are not associated with them. Make sure that even a physical appearance, that when they see you, they don't remember this. And that's if you want to shoot your shot, but just in general. Just do not associate yourself with the deserved disrespect that comes with brothers like this. Now, was she wrong for recording it and putting it online, etc., 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 in an attempt to humiliate these brothers? I'd say so. I'd say she shouldn't be doing that. I mean, this does reek of the whole, and I know that she's wearing a sweatsuit now, but remember, she got this at the end, which means that she's camming up after the event. So she may have been dressed a lot more provocatively prior to that. Doesn't matter too much. They likely would have tried to get at her, even if she had the sweatshirt on. So that's not the point. I just don't want to encourage this whole holla back. I'm going to, I'm going to dress this way, knowing that brothers are going to approach, record them, and then, because I like recording brothers make a fool of themselves. And yeah, we can't help that there is going to be a segment of brothers that make a fool of themselves. So, here, let me stop this. Alright, my bad. Alright. And then, and I know this is longer than expected, but there's one more aspect I want to cover. These dudes think that they have game. The one dude was like, she's not trying to make no money. He thinks he's a pimp. That's what they do. They walk around annoying people. If they annoy, like 300 women and one of them will walk a corner for them and make no money, they will proudly call themselves the P and call everybody else lame and square, etc., 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 corny, etc., etc., etc. Is there anything more corny than this? Is there anything more corny than doing this every day, over and over and over again, and you don't remember the rejections? You don't remember the 299 rejections that you received, and you didn't learn anything from those rejections. You only remember the one acceptance. And the humiliation and the disdain that you put, the annoyance that you put into the other 299 people, you don't care. Nor do you care about the how you shame yourself and the race over and over and over again as a result of this. You do not care about stuff like that. You just care about if you will get a chance at what you want. You just care about that one out of the 300 that maybe give you the time of day, only because she is of the same inebriated mind state that you are. And she's looking for the company of somebody that won't judge her, while at the same time judging the rest of the world. So brothers like this, if you're watching, do better. Have more self-respect. And have more respect for what you represent. And brothers who are not like this, disassociate yourself. Don't get caught up in the negative reputation that they have. Maintain an appearance and a likeness that is as far from them as possible. This is Game Changer 00100. Game over. Peace.